Let me announce it that we have started. Okay. I will double check if it's working. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Check if it's working. Please say something. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
1, 2, 3. Check if it's working.
Hello.
Please say something. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
1, 2,
Hello.
Okay, it's working. It's working.
Hello.
Please say something. 1,
I
2,
just got
3,
my
1, 2,
coach.
3, 1.
Tired
It's
today.
working fine. Nice. Okay, let me sit into my original position here. And okay.
Let's go.
Let me know, dear Martin, if we can start. Let me know. Okay. So welcome everyone in the very new episode of my Dev Live show. Today I'm joined with Martin, aka Sporktank. He's the creator of games like Rita, Batography, and the Symmetric Escape. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very thankful and very honored that you joined us for today's episode. Like I'm always saying, let's start with a little bit of introduction. So please introduce yourself for us.
Hello. Yeah, my name's Martin. Thanks for having me. Episode 128, one of the better numbers in my opinion as a programmer. So yeah, really good to be on here. You can probably tell I'm from Australia with my accent. It's middle of the afternoon. So again, yeah, thanks for getting up so early and
Thank you.
having a chat. Yes, solo/indie dev. I've got like a small puzzle game on Steam at the moment, mentioned Asymmetric Escape. We just released Photography, which I think is how you and I connected. And then Rita is the main event, which will be coming out later this year. So hopefully we can chat a little bit about all of those and just indie games and video games in general.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So my very first question would be, what was your very first contact with video games as a player, if you remember those times of your past?
Oh yeah, that's always a good question. The very first is probably, and this will show my age, when I was quite young, we had a computer called an Amiga. I think it was an Amiga 500. And we played a lot of different games on there. Emerald Mine was one that I played a bit that stuck with me. A lot of different puzzle games. We also had a Commodore 64, which was sort of around that time. But really, when the passion and the addiction and the love set in was the Nintendo 64. And the first time I saw Super Mario 64 with the camera panning around, and like it just blew my little, I think I was 12 or something, blew my 12-year-old mind. I was like, this is so cool. And yeah, it's been there ever since. And video games, I love it.
I see. From that point of your life, when you loved playing video games, what was the first light bulb moment or the first click in your head when you realized that, okay, now I would like to make video games as well, not just to play them?
I think it all happened around the same time. So we had those computers, the Amiga. My dad, he was into programming a little bit on there. There was some languages, I think they were called Amos and Blitz Basic maybe. And so he taught me. We made a guess the number game, like guess between 1 and 100, higher or lower, guess up and down. We made that, and then we made Yahtzee together, which is like, as people know, it's like a classic dice game. And so he sort of started me on that, and then we got a PC around the same time that I got the Nintendo 64, and DirectX was just a thing, and we had the libraries for that, and I just, without any books, like it was difficult back then, just started experimenting and didn't get anywhere, but was like addicted to trying to produce something that looked remotely like a 3D game on our our Windows 95 PC.
I see. So can we say that it was your first introduction to video game development? If that makes sense.
As a kid who had no idea what he was doing, definitely, yeah.
I see.
So we'll say 12 years old or something.
I see. What was your very first project that was commercial, by the way? What was your very first project?
Commercial. So yeah, I obviously couldn't produce anything as a 12-year-old, and the tools weren't available. I wasn't skillful enough. And then I went to uni and I did other things, and I worked in other industries. And then I got a spark for it again, and I decided to make a mobile game, which was a puzzle game. It was called Puzz Nums.
I see.
And it was, I was very naive about marketing and reaching out. And those platforms like Google Play or Google Marketplace back then, and the App Store, it's so hard to get any kind of exposure. But yeah, I went from start to finish and had a product that was on there, a couple of dollars, didn't really go very far. But that was like probably my first released game.
I see.
Maybe 2014, something like that. 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
I see.
Yeah.
What was the causing effect behind the decision that you haven't made the first step for so many years, like you said?
Yeah, I guess, if you're 17, 18, 19, you're just finishing school and going to uni. And where I went to uni, there wasn't really any game development courses.
I see.
I'm not even sure I necessarily would have done it because it wasn't clear that you could make a career out of it essentially at that point. And it wasn't the only thing I liked. I liked computing. I liked mathematics and science and things. I did computer science at university. I did like post grad for a bit, and then I worked in other places. But it was always like in the back of my head. It was always calling. It's the thing that got you into it. It's the thing you like, and yeah. So a combination of like real life factors and lack of opportunity, and probably so many years of trying to do it as a teenager and not getting the quality that I wanted, maybe a bit gun shy. And then I got a bit older and like, I'd really like to, have a go at it before I'm too old. Not that I'm that old, but if I'm too old,
I see.
Yeah, have a crack. Yeah.
You would regret not doing it.
Yeah, definitely. So even now, I feel like maybe I'm slightly too old. I go hang out with the other game devs and they're all like early 20s.
Don't say that. No.
I feel slightly old, but trying to learn Discord and Twitch and TikTok and all the etiquette that goes with it. But yeah, it's fun learning.
True.
Just embrace a few failures but the main bit is getting to make the games, which is you can't take that enjoyment away from you if that's what you like.
True. You mentioned that there was a spark when you like realized that now I'm stepping back into making video games. What was that spark, or what was the causing effect of that spark at that time?
It was probably like, we don't have any kids yet, and I feel like it would be quite a risk to take once we do have kids. I could sort of see that horizon approaching, and I'm like, well, you need to try and give it a crack now, because it'd be too risky to do it after that. But I mean, yeah, maybe just a bit before the pandemic sort of started getting my ducks aligned and transitioning slowly, and then kind of actually doing full time maybe 2 or 3 years ago now.
I see.
And now hopefully this year is the first like real commercial product from it.
I see.
Yeah.
About this decision of yours that you again stepped back into the video game industry as a game developer, were your family members, close friends and parents supportive about this decision that you would like to make video games?
I think so, yes, because I was a bit older, and like I said before, I've got my ducks aligned, and I had the ability to take some time to do it.
I see.
Which was fortunate of going through a degree that ended up being a good degree to have, and got me into some positions which then gave me this ability to take the risk. So yeah, I'm definitely not trying to dismiss the career path that I took or anyone else took, but that's probably why. Whereas if I'd done it at like 22 and had not really been out there, or hadn't done any work, or didn't have any safety net underneath me or security, maybe there wouldn't be as much support. But yeah, they're very supportive, and like I already mentioned my dad getting me into the programming when I was younger, but the game's all about family, and mum's super supportive. And you might have seen this little guy back here, dad 3D printed that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a family affair. Yeah.
I see. Do you think for you, by the way, it's important to have like a mentally supportive background in your life?
What, sorry?
Do you think like it is important for you to have a mentally supportive background in your life?
Mentally supportive?
Yeah, background like, in your life about
background. Making video. Yeah. Sorry.
No,
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, with anything in life, support networks are great, and I try to show my appreciation, but maybe I forget sometimes. But yeah, everyone's very, very, very supportive, and along for the ride. So last year we got accepted to PAX Australia, which
nice.
was like a bit of a huge moment for me.
Nice.
Like, it's helping get rid of my imposter syndrome, making me feel a bit more like I actually am a game developer. And we've got everyone there, family members and friends, and we all had these reader shirts on.
Nice.
And yeah, it's just that I feel like they feel a bit more a part of it when we do things like that. So
True, true,
that
true.
was a pretty special moment.
I see, I see. So far, what was your favorite moments about like the process of making video games?
Ooh, it's tricky. I mean, that's pretty high. Accepted to PAX and seeing
I see.
strangers play the game and there being like a queue for people to play it and everyone's like, when's it out? Someone's like, that's not soon enough. It needs to be out now. And I'm like, well, this, it helps with your confidence. And yeah, I think if there's that, and then I love seeing my family and friends play it as well. And if you hang out with me like in any other social setting, we're always like making up little games to play with each other, and it's just like a never-ending hobby for me
Nice,
and family and a few friends. And then
nice.
to do it in like a bit more of a formal setting, like a video game, and then see them play it and have a laugh, or that aha moment when you're doing a puzzle, like that's really nice as well.
I see, I see. You mentioned your favorite parts, but what about like the most challenging and hardest parts of the process of making video games so far?
Well, I always answer this one in like two parts. So, of the making of the game, limited to that, for me, it's pretty much the visuals because I'm not a good artist. So I have like programmer art
I see,
skills,
I
and
see.
so I find it very difficult to get things together. I have to like look around for either free assets or other assets which I can afford, or try and fudge my own stuff. And it's just for me, it's a constant grind of batting my head against the wall. I'm like, oh, I've got to try and make this better. I just don't know what I'm doing. And some family and friends help me a lot with that, and it's getting better. So I always struggle with that, and it's a bit of a blocker because when you're not happy with the look and feel of something, it's kind of hard to keep going. But I think we've gotten through that barrier with Rita, and it's looking all right.
I
So
see.
I normally would say that, but secondary or parallel to all this would be that the marketing stuff is hard, like getting any kind of exposure, getting any traction. You're
True,
throwing darts at a board, one might stick, one might not, you don't
true,
know.
true, true.
And working with these guys, Alex and everyone, if they're watching, yeah, we're doing a great job helping me. But we're all throwing those darts at this board that we don't know. So that's really hard. At the moment, it's like there's so many festivals we're applying for and trying to get into things, and yeah, marketing just as hard, but it's not. It's parallel to the making of the game.
I see, I see. What was the influence, by the way, behind your games that have been released to PC and also that you are making now, Rita? I was wondering about that. So if you could talk about all of the games that you made and you are making
Yeah,
and
for
their
sure.
influences.
So this is a quick background. In like 2022, I decided to go in a bunch of game jams just because
I see.
I didn't feel I had the skills, and I kind of thought like this is a quick way to upskill. Turns out it's not quick; it takes a long time, and it was a whole year of it. But some of them, by the end of the year, I thought they were quite good experiences for a game jam, and to the point that one of them in the game jam had like people playing it for 45 to an hour and a half, which was quite good, I thought, for a game jam entry. And I realized, well, this is an opportunity to maybe get a title out there. So I spent a few months fully polishing and adding a bit more content and getting it out on Steam. And I learned a lot of the process of how to get it out there. Didn't do any marketing until the last week, which is a common story for a lot of devs. And yeah, didn't get a lot of exposure, but it's still a decent game. I'm proud of it. I learned a lot. And I should have mentioned this one's called Asymmetric Escape, which I think you've mentioned the three
Yes,
games
yes,
already. So
yes.
this is like a very much a Witness-like, what they call walking simulator puzzle game. Yeah, no combat, no story, just pure puzzle, and not too difficult. Nothing like The Witness. That was the first one, and then Batography, which is I think is how we connected.
Yes.
Was another game jam entry from that year that I
I
did
see,
with
I
my
see, I see.
cousins, my cousins and their friend, and they are all like super talented, like musically, artistically, animation, all that kind of stuff, so good. And they knew that I was doing. Pardon me, sorry. They
It's
knew
okay.
that I was doing a lot of games, and I said, "Oh, do you want to do one?" Only takes 9 days. We can like knuckle down, and they were students, so they had a bit of spare time. And yeah, we just did it, and it went really well. Got really good reception. Their art was like like it's so pretty. If you've seen
True,
photography,
true,
like
true, true,
it's
true.
really pretty. So I felt this pressure to like, I've got to make I've got to make a good experience out of this ridiculously good art that's you would pay a lot of money for. Um, and yeah, we released it for free. It ended up winning the game jam, which was amazing. And then we sort of sat on it for I don't know 2 years, and someone made me realize that like this is quality enough to be on there. So I was like, I paid $100 to get the Steam page and polish it up, put the achievements, localize it. Again, like all really good experience. A little bit of marketing, again, thanks to IndieX for the marketing. And we ended up getting like, yeah, for me, like the most players that have ever played any game of mine. So yeah, great experience, learning experience, coming from a 9-day adventure back in 2022. So that was the second one. That was photography. And the third one, which is the main passion and the big one for me, is retail, which I've got right here. Maybe the rough mechanic came from one of those game jam games, but it's very much it's a game of its own now. And I don't know how much more detail you want, or if we want to talk about that more in depth later. But that's the third project, and it's ongoing now.
I see. What was the decision, or like the idea behind the decision that you made available for free to players to consume Betography? Because it's a very polished and very nice game, like you said, and I believe so too.
Yeah, so the itch, if you played the game on itch, it's it's probably 80% of the real game. It's lacking a bit of polish and some bugs, but I mean the decision would be that's been out there for free for over 2 years. So it would feel really weird to either take that down and then ask people to pay for something.
Yeah, it's true. It's understandable.
It's not a lot more, or you don't tell people about it, which also looks bad. Or I think you just put it out there because it's like good evidence that I can put together a decent game. And so many people have said like, we want more of this, we want more. So you don't know what sort of opportunity you're going to get from it. And if you take the risk of like, well, maybe I can put $2 on it and get rid of the other one, and the itch one, I mean, and maybe sell a few thousand. Like, is it really worth it for a few?
No, it's understandable. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
So I think, sort of given that it was already out there like this, it couldn't have gone any other way, I don't think.
I see. Was it intentional, by the way, that the look of the game is very similar or very like look-alike of the Nights in the Woods game that I mentioned when we talked in private?
Yeah, particularly my cousin did a lot of that, and her friend did it. They said, I'm paraphrasing, I think it was partly inspired by that, but maybe not fully. And you can see it's the idea of the silhouette is there, but the styles and the shapes are quite different.
So, true.
That's the extent of my artistic knowledge, styles and shapes.
I see. You mentioned that your dream project now is retail. So what was the influence behind the story of the game? Because it's a puzzle game, but also have like a deep story, to my best understanding, right? So what was the influence behind the story itself of retail? If you can talk about that.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah. So I'm happy to talk about it like to people and in discussions like this. I don't write any of it in anything official because I don't want to necessarily have it fully documented what it's about. But
I see.
There's no hiding the fact that Rita was my grandmother's middle name, and the story is kind of a tribute or an homage to her. And
I respect that.
Our relationship together. So the start of we also used to call her the old duck or the old chook in a nice way. So it was always going to have to be a chicken or a duck. So we've gone with a chicken. And the story starts off with her in her hometown. We used to play Scrabble together. We used to play crosswords and word finds together.
I see.
And, it was just a lot of good memories for me. And the game, I just wanted to connect with those puzzles that we did together, but then the story of all the stuff that she kind of taught me, actively and passively over the 35 or 38 years or however long it was. So at the start of the game, you start off as the little yellow chiclet like we have here, which is hopefully becoming the icon of the game.
I need that T-shirt. Let me know where I can buy it.
we can do a swap. We can do a swap. I'm
True,
getting a
true,
new
true,
Apple.
true,
You can have the
true,
T-shirt. Yeah.
true. Thank you.
The yeah, you start off as the young Rita in her hometown in 1933, which is when she was actually born. And you're sort of learning the mechanics. You're getting the gist of the game in that, and then the story will move forward, and it becomes about my character being, hatched, quote unquote, hatched into the game, and then the way they sort of interact with each other. And she helps me a lot, which is kind of how it goes in life when you're little, right? Your grandparents
True,
tend to
true,
help
true,
you a lot
true.
if you're lucky enough. And then when the game will then progress into another phase where I'm sort of more adult and she's getting older, and I will help her a bit like that. So it's sort of like the three phases
I see.
of kind of her life. Well, then relative to me, she lived her own life
True,
without me.
true, 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 true. I respect this story, by the way, so much because
Oh,
I
thank you.
feel like family is the most important thing that we can have in our
Yeah,
life, and we have to respect our family and be there for everyone in our family. So yeah,
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it's a very
thank
nice
you.
story. Thank you for sharing it with me with
No, that's fine.
honesty.
I'm
I
always
respect
very
that.
happy to share it, but I'm never gonna like write it on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard, by the way, to write this story and to go into this story, like on an emotional level for you? Was it like an
Um.
emotional ride for you to write this story?
So yes and no.
I see.
There's little patches in it where I pretty much retell things that happened, and those are a bit tougher
I see.
because they're very real, and they're
True, true, true,
explicitly what happened to me with respect to her.
true.
Whereas the game or the mechanics or a lot of the other stuff is kind of an arbitrary relationship between a grand chicken and a grand chicklet, or grandparent and the grandchild. So I feel like hopefully most of it anyone can relate to, and then the little touches of the personal story that are specific to me, you might resonate with or you might not.
True, true, true. My next question that you have already answered in
Okay.
some ways, that I believe that all of us creators who create our own craft, we always put our inner self into the craft we make, right? Even if it's about experiencing loss, love, any
Yeah.
sad or
Yeah.
happy moments in our life. Is this statement of mine true for your life as a game developer? But I assume that the answer is yes. And if yes, what additional examples could you bring to the table other those examples than you
Yeah.
already
Sure. No,
said?
that's a good question and
Thank you.
a good hypothesis that you've got. I tend
Thank you.
to agree with it, I think. So for me, well, I'm a bit kind of surprised that I'm making a game with that's going to have story rich as one of its labels
I
on
see.
Steam.
I see.
I love my family and friends, and I am close to them, but I wouldn't be known as like a big storyteller or an overly emotional and affectionate person.
I
But
see. I see.
I'm still happy to tell those little tales, and I have to keep reminding myself that other people like to hear these little
True.
stories
True.
and
True.
like to
True.
hear these things. So I guess in terms of like the emotional parts come out particularly in this game. But when you say like you put yourself into the game, so many of the bit that I am trying to plug for the studio, which this is the studio mug I've been trying to plug, is the slogan we're going with is games to get you thinking, but I don't necessarily want it to be like hardcore puzzle games. I
I
like
see.
those games that are just a little bit of misdirection and a little bit of lateral thinking, and then you're like, I get it, and you feel good, and you move on. And so that's the if you've played Batography, or if anyone's played it, it's mostly a story adventure, but there's a couple of
True.
like
True. True.
aha, like that was fun, wasn't too hard, but
True.
that was fun. So
True.
that's
True.
the
True.
mark we're trying to hit. And I remember being in classes in school, what we did is it was like a extra class or something, and we did
I see.
lateral thinking puzzles and logical thinking puzzles, and I remember really enjoying those. And I think that's where that's come from.
I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty about
No worries.
this topic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Throughout the process, by the way, of making your own games, was there or were there anything that you had to cut out from your games so far? And if the answer is yes, could you go back to those cut out things to like have
um,
them back
so
into your projects?
Probably for the two ones that are already out there, nothing cut
I
out
see. I see.
because one of them's a short, short story, short adventure, and the other one, it's a puzzle game, and there's a few puzzles that are no good that you cull, but mostly at that one, I was just trying to get enough content to justify like a $4 price tag
I
on
see. I see. I see.
Steam. So nothing culled from them. And in the current one, it's kind of hard to say in Rita because we're not finished yet. There's a few puzzles that I've tested on people that I'm disappointed they don't work as well. So I wouldn't say they're culled. They're just they come back in another form. And the story stuff, I haven't yet culled anything either. But you know, we've got things may change. Yeah.
I see. I see. You also mentioned like so far, just Rita had this emotional drive of the story, and the other ones like wasn't that much of like heavily story driven games. They had story, but not that heavily. What was the causing effect that you switched to this uh, change as a game
Yeah.
developer?
So the when I first started making Reader, I knew that. So, firstly, part of the mechanic came from a game jam game, but it's changed so
I
much that
see.
that almost doesn't matter. I knew that I like puzzle games like that, and so that's what I was really focusing on right at the start, getting those mechanics and getting a world where you can do some light platforming and making it okay. And then just slowly, as I showed it to more people, they're all very curious about the story and they want to know more about it. So I've sort of just kept layering in more of that as we've gone along, and it was really never in the plan. So in the back of my head, it was motivating, and maybe the some of the story in there was going to be more subtle and not expressed to the player, because then it would just be like my little, I don't know what you call it, just like a little in joke for myself
I
or
see.
people who knew how we were. But then the more and more people want to see it more and more explicitly. So it's just sort of come organically. And again, I'm a bit surprised that I'm making a game which is going to be called Story Rich in the Steam tags.
I see. I see. Now that you are making Rita, by the way, can you see yourself in the future making other heavily story-driven games as well?
If I have a good story to tell, or if I'm working with people who have a good story to tell, yeah, definitely.
I
But I
see.
feel like I'm always going to gravitate. I feel like I don't have a long enough story to tell. If you know what I mean. I'll summarize quickly the situation, whether it's something I've gone through or someone I know, and I won't be able to fill out a game. But we definitely have worked. Especially photography. The cousins and their friend, they're very. They made a little world that people already like, and have
True.
someone played
True.
it for like 4 hours. So, um, yeah, I'm open to it, and happy to learn and go forward. But I couldn't see myself doing it. I don't reckon I have the material. But that's this point in time. I've got more life to live, right?
True. True. Very true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
What about physical editions, by the way? Are you planning to have physical editions for any of your games? Because we can see like a little
Yeah.
physical edition or addition to Rita,
This
but
guy.
yeah, but are you planning to have any physical editions or any other
Uh, I,
platforms that you really release your past games or Rita to
yeah, I
release soon?
think. Well, Batography feels like an obvious, well, not obvious, but a good one to put onto mobile and tablet would be a good way to play it. Problem
True.
is with it being free, it's going to be difficult to get any kind of funding to get it on those platforms. Asymmetric Escape, I kind of think maybe it's run its course. I'm
I
happy with
see.
it being where it is, and if for some mad reason someone wanted to push it to I'm not sure. I guess Switch makes sense. I would be up for it, but I don't think it's there. Rita 100% would love to have it on Switch. Like I was talking about earlier, the kid in me who fell in love with the 64, if he was told that you have a game on the Nintendo console, like he'd be very chuffed.
True. True.
So I would love to get it onto Switch, but it's not the easiest thing, and we'll have to launch on Steam first, and then try and make a decision or look for some support or some funding or something like that.
I see. I see.
Yeah. And then physical copy, I guess, is next level. You kind of need a publisher, right, for that. That's
True.
that's not cheap.
True, 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 true. So far, what was the causing effect that you haven't joined with the publisher yet?
Naivety, I think.
See,
I didn't even realize like what the relationship was or how
see,
significant they can be in getting eyes onto your game. I went to a conference last year where I basically didn't even know the difference between like marketing, publishing, public relations. Like I just sort of like, hey, I've got this game, it's going pretty well, I need some help, and I just started meeting people. And then after a while, I learned that like, given the size of the game and it's just me and no funding, a lot of people would just self-publish, and I'm so far along that I think I'm going to do that
I see,
anyway
I see, I see, I
on
see.
Steam. If for some reason things pop up or other platforms, I'll explore it. But yeah, I just didn't know about it, and now going forward for the next project, once we're done with this, I'm far more educated, and I would look into it very early. But it's too late to change course on the ship, I think, and because it's such a personal project,
True, 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 true,
I have full say on how it plays out, and maybe I wouldn't want to sacrifice that for such a personal game.
true.
Whereas moving forward, I'd be happy to negotiate if that happened.
I see, I see. Going back to the games themselves, what was the causing effect of choosing the engine that you started making your games in?
Yeah. Um, I so when I was working doing like data analytics, I did a lot of Python, and so I became like super comfortable and familiar with that. And then I looked around at the game engines, and Godot was the one that was sort of starting to take off, and everyone was saying it's not really the case, but everyone was saying it had a lot of similarities with Python. Free and open source, which I'm a big fan of, and it seemed simple enough that I could kind of understand what was going on and feel comfortable, which was not true in hindsight, but I felt like in control of it. Whereas when I had a quick go of Unreal and Unity, I felt very overwhelmed, and um, I didn't have any money to maybe. I'm not sure if you need how it works with Unreal or Unity. You can use for free up to a certain point, right?
True, true,
Unreal, I
true.
wasn't sure, but they were just too big for me.
I see.
So I stuck with Godot, and yeah, I've sort of ridden that wave since early versions of Godot 3, and now Godot 4 is like pumping. So it's turned out well, and I feel lucky that I'm on an engine that's doing well.
I see. I see. You also mentioned that you always love to learn new things. What challenges would you like to face as a game developer in your future?
I definitely want to branch into any kind of multiplayer. So this will be the third game in a row, which is a completely offline, other than like Steam achievements or leaderboards. I'd love to get just look into doing some twists on some different multiplayer games.
Nice.
Because I feel like I put so much effort into this one experience that people hopefully play for 5 hours, but that's it, right? Or if you come up with like a really fun mechanic that people play with their friends, they might sink 50 hours into it, and you've spent way less time on it. So like bang for your buck in terms of reaching players and having fun is enticing. I want to explore it, but not to say there's nothing wrong with single player experiences, and I'll keep doing things down the line.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
How have you changed, by the way, as a person in other territories of your own life from being a game developer? So what changes were there, if there were any changes?
This is a good channel. We were saying before that it was going to become a therapy channel.
Yeah, true. I always say this, that my dev life episodes are like therapy sessions for myself and for my guests as well. Yeah.
Sorry, just to repeat the question again.
So how have you changed as a person in other territories of your own life from being a game developer for so many years?
Yeah, I think
if there were any changes.
I think it's probably indirect, but prior to that, working in small companies or small teams or kind of very in-house things, there was I never really networked. I knew a few people and your colleagues and maybe some other people that you do a few things with, but you're not really networking. And then with this, especially since last year, and we have these meetups here in Australia that I go to, and we have the conferences and then PAX, and just like I've never spoken to so many people in my life in such a short frame of time, and yeah, it's really good. I mean, you feel like other people are kind of in it with you, and you're learning a lot, and yeah, just got to embrace it. I think maybe for a long time I just wanted things. And this is a common thing people have, right? You have a little bubble, and you like the things that are in your universe, in your bubble, and you're comfortable, but don't want to get out of it, don't want anyone coming in it, and yeah, I've just sort of trying to get better at that. Yeah, it's all fluid.
I see. Okay. What about like the multiplayer games? What kind of multiplayer games are you planning to do? Do you have like a list of ideas now, even making Rita, or like?
Yeah, it's hard not to come up with ideas, isn't it?
True.
You're doing one thing and you think of them, you just got to not start on them. Just let them fester.
True.
So there's one idea that I think I'll explore at some point, which is kind of like a racing game that you play with your friends, but you don't need to play at the same time, if you know what I mean. Like,
okay.
you can't all necessarily sit down and connect to Mario Kart, but you kind of want that experience. And I have some ideas around how you can have some non-immediate interaction between you and your friends who are playing over the course of a day, a week, or something like that. So that's a big one I want to explore. But then other things, what I think I'll do is go in a bunch of game jams again and make a point of doing everything multiplayer, and just again, like, throw darts and see what sticks. And there might be some good ideas and some bad ideas in there. But yeah, because games are fun when they're with your friends as well.
True.
I want to try and get a bit of that. Yeah, so nothing concrete that I have right now, but a lot of little, like, oh, if we tweak that, what could we do?
I see. How hard, by the way, or easy for you it is to like leave your best projects behind and start working on a new one?
Yeah, I used to do, like, when I was trying as a teenager. Everyone goes through that cycle. You're so excited, and then you hit a wall, and you start the new one. It's very easy to throw it away, and you're not worried. And then I think as I got older, I got a bit more like stubborn in my ways, in that I'd like to finish things. So, for instance, I was doing my postgrad, and then I left because I wasn't enjoying it. And then a few years later, I was like, oh, I've just got to finish this thing off. I don't like having it dangling. So I went back, and it wasn't pleasant, but finished it in the end. And yeah, I sort of feel the same about the projects now. Like, if I start something, like even a game jam, I'll get it to be playable, and then I'll be happy with it. But I won't like throw away, mid go. So I actually probably only have that racing idea that I told you that I haven't really continued with. Whereas the other ones, I'm just going to keep plugging away at Rita until it's done. Yeah, and then there's options to what to start after that. So one at a time, though.
I see.
I don't know how some of those devs, they do multiple projects at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah, because it's hard to like not be influenced from one project to another, right? So
yeah, what do they say? Like, inspiration is fleeting, perspiration is for the win, or something like that.
True.
Yeah.
True. By the way, I'm
sure there's a better quote.
No. It's I'm not sure what's the perfect quote for that, but it's something like that. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people like asking whether you are planning to continue or to make a sequel or additional like story elements to Photography. Are you planning to do in the future something about that?
Oh, there's definitely nothing planned. But I mean, it's only just released, and we're only just sort of experiencing how much people like it. So we'd be crazy not to consider it. I definitely want to work with the same team again, and they're all a bit younger, and they're sort of finishing off their uni degrees. So it would depend on timing and everything, but I'd be very open. Obviously, I can't commit to anything, because if you like look back on it in hindsight, this is a vertical slice that you could give to a publisher.
True.
And it's ready to go. So
true.
Yeah, very open.
I see. Speaking of working with others, do you believe, by the way, in perfect synergy between team members, or is it something that develops out through the process of working together?
no, I don't think there's perfect synergy between any two humans with anything.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
And why? But why?
I just think we're naturally, you know, so diverse in so many ways.
Okay.
It's almost impossible that all those variables align. But
Okay.
the main one you need is like, consideration to like take on board and not sacrifice, but like compromise
Compromise.
what you think is the right thing to do. And I guess I've been lucky, or maybe not lucky, but on the few group projects that I've done, I've been the only programmer, so at least I haven't had to not deal like the only sort of like I've got one thing I can focus on my own, as do those people. Like they did the art or they did the music or the composer I'm working with now. Hey Callum, if you're watching, yeah, that everyone's got their individual thing that they can put their passion into, and then you sort of just need to negotiate on the interfaces between those things.
See.
But yeah, I've never had perfect synergy with anyone on anything. But
I see.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit cynical. I don't know.
No, I agree with you. That it's very hard, but I believe somehow maybe I'm a bit naive or we had different experiences throughout our past, but I believe so that it's rare, but it can happen. Yeah.
Nice. I'll keep one eye open for it.
Yeah. How hard or easy it was for you, by the way, to find the people that you worked and working with?
Full Batography, that was very easy. We're related and we wanted to do
you mentioned that. Yeah.
How kind of lucky that there's one person in the family who's a coder and there's a couple of people in the family who are artistic, so it worked really well. And yeah, it's really fun working with them. And then it's just something that maybe someone else in the family can appreciate as well. So that was easy. And now for Rita, like I was a bit more professional about it and met a lot of people at conferences.
I see.
Meetups and things, and a bit more diligent because we were doing a free project essentially, Batography, just as people who knew each other. But now this is, spending money on things, so need to be a bit more diligent with it. Yeah.
I see. How important it is for you to get the feedback from the players, and how does it affect like the reading about their feedback, your process of making
so
your
you
games?
mean like online reviews?
Yeah, exactly, or personal.
Online's good and bad. So in the game jams, it was really good because I kept going in the same one over and over, and I could, people are very friendly, which is nice, but people also like give you a critical eye, and you can fix things and you can progress. So I really liked that. Batography is sort of, I mean, it's pretty hard not to like it. It's free. It's charming. So we already know the flaws with it. We know what we would do different. So I'm not really learning much from that. But having said that, it's a nice sort of ego boost to see the reviews go up and see them on, positive and very positive, which was a really nice moment. I've never had a game on Steam on very positive. So that was good. And there's a chance maybe later in the year we'll get to overwhelmingly, which would be unbelievable. Like that would be going on my CV, on my wall. So yeah, that's fun. Like I'm not.
You have to have those moments, right, in order to gain more confidence and help you.
Yeah. Well, next time we talk, I'll have it.
True. Like a post-mortem talk about your games that you made.
Yeah,
exactly.
On YouTube where they give you the plaque when you get 100K subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if Steam gives you like a little plaque.
I'm not sure if there is something like that, but it should be. It should be. Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
True.
And then
pitch it to Steam. Don't forget to pitch it to Steam, right? This idea of yours.
Yeah, because I'm gonna listen to one guy here in Australia.
True.
Sorry, and then
no, it's okay.
Feedback stuff for Rita. Mostly I've been doing in person, so I get people and I watch them play. Some people have recorded stuff for me or just typed it to me, but it's so good to watch in person live the thought process. And I've been lucky that I've had places where I can demo it and I can just keep refining the loop at the start of the game so that it's easy to get you into it. So I'm confident that once someone's into it, they are enjoying it, and everyone who gets into it say they want more. So that part feels good. The getting them into it, I need some more testing, and I'm hoping to try and get a network on my Discord that can help me test. And then once you got that, it's about content, which I guess is sort of the same. But if you've got the formula, I would hope that you can be more confident that you'll produce something that the players like.
True. Speaking of Rita, by the way, what will be the balance, or what is the balance between the story and the puzzles in your game?
Yeah, I reckon maybe equal parts exploration, story, and puzzle. Okay. So like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Yeah.
I see.
Okay. No one's ever asked that before. That's a good question.
Thank you. As a player, by the way, how your perspective changed? Because I assume that you not just make games, but also still play games, right? So as a player, how your perspective now changed that you have been making games for so many years?
I always quote one or two of my friends who object to me calling myself a gamer because I actually don't really play that many games. I played a lot as a kid, and then once I got hooked on making them, that sort of became the game for me. And
I see.
These days, I'll play friends' games, absolutely. That and I'll help people with reviews and things and feedback. So I play a lot in that regard. If there's just like a title that must be played, I play it like Balatro, which is like very inspiring for other indies. True. You learn a bit, or like I have a back catalogue of some games that I play very slowly, but they're all like a decade old now. And every time I play, I like see something like, oh, I want to try and inject some of that into my game. I don't really feel like playing much longer. So yeah, sorry that I don't have a better answer for that.
No, it's okay. It's understandable. Now you focus more on the game development side rather than just playing them. Yeah. I have to ask this: what's the painting or the piece of art behind you? Because
it's good, isn't it?
It is. It caught my eye for the first time I saw it.
So it's so I think they're called idioms. It's a very English language kind of thing, which fits well with the English puzzles. But this guy here is like holding the cake, right? So the expression "take the cake."
Okay.
Bite the bullet, grab the bull by the horns, get off your high horse, raining cats and dogs. So it's all little expressions. It's a very English specific thing. So it maybe doesn't translate to all other. Not every place has the same expressions. I see. The cat out of the bag, fighting tooth and nail. Like, I always liked it, and it was a puzzle. So
true.
It's win-win for me.
True. Nice. Do you believe that for your future games, puzzles will always stick with you?
100%. Going to stick to that slogan: your games to get you thinking, but not too much. Just a little bit, just a fun amount. Yeah.
I see. You mentioned that it was like in school when you realized that it is fun for you to have these puzzles, which are not that hard, but fun to solve. Are you ever planning to like make a game where your puzzles will be much harder than your usual puzzles in your past games?
I don't know, because I don't feel I'm good enough to come up with such puzzles. I guess you can always come up with a mechanic and then make it arbitrarily difficult. You can increase the size or the complexity, but I feel like, at least for me, unless you can like really see the way the puzzle unfolds, it's very hard to necessarily make it fun. Like if you're trying to solve something really, really hard, if you can't see the whole picture, how do you know that someone will experience it in a way that's fun? So I definitely try to keep them on the lighter side. But I know there's an audience for like the hardcore puzzlers.
True.
There's a showcase open now, I think, called Cerebral Puzzle Fest. So there'll be a lot of games like that in there. I like them. I play them a bit, as much as I play any game. But for me, I don't think it's quite in my skill set to make those kind of games.
I see. As a programmer, you mentioned sometimes a bug can occur in your games, right? And you have to solve them. What was the hardest bug to find, or hardest like issue with your game to find out what was the causing effect of that issue?
So at PAX, we had an issue that so in the game, you're in sort of like an overworld and you're doing things and you might collect some stuff.
Okay.
And then you can go into this second world and do whatever. And then when you come back, all the collectibles were gone. And this happened like very regularly at PAX. And I'm like the night, the night in between the two shows, I'm trying to fix it. And in the end, every time it happened, I just said sorry and I restarted the game. And I left this note in my code. I was like, why is this happening? And probably 3 months later, it just dawned on me. Like, I didn't even know where to look. I was like, why? I couldn't reproduce it. Like, why is this happening? And then, yeah, 3 months later, just dawned on me what it might be. And it was literally a one-line fix. And yeah, I could have spent, I don't know, days looking for it, but I just let it sit there for until it came to me somehow, very luckily.
I see. I believe, by the way, that all programmers also have like their own style in coding and programming, their own mindset and skills. What is your own style, and when did you develop it out, or where did you find it out that it is your own style of coding and programming?
I think probably when I was doing a lot of the analytics stuff in Python,
I see.
I really found it valuable to, and this is certainly not programming advice, wasn't how we were taught at uni, and definitely not how to do it in a big team, but I found it very valuable to like have like code that was quite dense in that like so it could do so much and I could see it all visually at the same time. So I'd have like a vertical monitor with my analytics and a bit of processing or whatever I needed to do.
I see, I see, I see.
And it really helped me to see it so succinctly in a really high level language like Python, fairly high. So I think that sort of stuck with me. I try to keep my code dense such that when I look at it, the whole picture is there,
I see.
which may not be great for another coder to come along and look at it. But luckily for these projects, it's just me at the moment. I think I would work quite differently if it was a team that were doing coding together.
I see, I see. Can you see
Are you a coder as well? You have a few questions about coding on this.
Yeah, no. I was learning IT, by the way, and software developing. Yeah, I was. I just dropped out of uni. Like I had like 7 or 8 classes left, and I dropped out because I felt like I'm not saying it wasn't for me. It's just like I felt like how to say this. The education was like really just about like learning what's our teacher tells us to do, but they were not down to like help us be creative about what we would like to do. And it was very weird because like they taught us for like very old computing lessons, and I felt like whenever we had like a very deep question about coding or programming that we wanted to solve, we always got the answer for that we can solve by ourselves as well. So it was like weird, So I'm a type of person who is like down to learn with a mentor when there is an opportunity for that. And I was very naive when I first went to university because I felt like, oh, it's going to be a place where you're learning and people are mentoring you and helping you, but at the end of the day it wasn't like that. There were some very good teachers and professors, but there were some people who just did not care about like what you would like to do.
It's a very different environment to what school would be like, or tutoring, or potentially learning from
exactly
parents or siblings.
Exactly. And there was a lesson of like what was the lesson name? I'm not sure what was the class name of the class or title of the class, but it was like we had to learn these programming structures, and we had to do them via on paper. So we couldn't code. They didn't allow us to code, but we had to code on paper. And it wasn't really coding on paper, but we had to build structures. And there were like 8 or 10 structures in that class. And the funny thing was that at the test, we had to do like solutions for some problems, for some issues, like kind of small games, And we had to use those structures in order to build a solution for the problem. And they did not allow us to use creativity and at that class too, and around that test too. They only allowed us to use those structures of that 8 existing structures that they taught us through the process of making solutions for those problems. And it was annoying because at the end of the day, when I like almost passed the test, I got the solution right, but I didn't use fully the structure that we learned in the class. And that's how I failed at that. So there were a lot of like these examples where we like were told that we only could use this solution to make or this structure to make a solution for that kind of problem, and it was like very
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
for me.
It's very
Like
much training versus like education.
exactly, and I remember also like we had to in C# we had to code a cube where like it had to rotate, and
Mhm.
like the cube had different like colors, and you had to like make a program which like switched the two colors that you chose. And it was very weird because like there also we could use structures that they told us to use, but if you like developed out a structure for yourself by your own knowledge, they like said no, it's not working. And even if it worked out, and if even if you started the program and it worked, and you could choose to switch the two like colors, and
Yeah.
it worked, they said no, it's like it's not good because you did not choose to use the structures. So it was very
Yeah.
like you have to learn this and to use this in order to solve this problem. And I was like, hey, but where is the creativity, so I
Yeah,
can
that sounds very
it's like
cookie
maths,
cutter.
right? Exactly, it's like maths, right? You sometimes there are structures which is good for solving mathematical problem, but there could be more, right? So yeah, you can always come up with some ideas, not always, but most of the time. And for me it was like very weird that in high school we learned that there are a lot of like ways to implement something as a mathematical solution, but in coding we wasn't or weren't not allowed to do that. And it was sad for me, and it was a very like negative and
Yeah, right. Yeah.
downscaling experience to my knowledge, because it really like took away my confidence in coding, and I started to feel like I'm not there, I'm not belong there anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. You can always come back to it.
Exactly.
Learn it on your own
And
time.
I would like to, but it's hard, I can tell you that. I always
Yeah.
try to
Oh,
pick it up, but it's like I don't know. And the
I think
problem is
learning
that
any skill is difficult.
exactly. And as you get older, it's like getting harder, I believe so. And also it might be a problematic thing that's I always felt like I need a mentor to learn with and study with, because there are a lot of people nowadays who just go to the internet, and learn by themselves. But I don't feel like that's the perfect solution for it, because I feel like that's how you end up like knowing a lot, but still end up like not having someone who like tells you what mistakes you should not do, right? Because it's learning by a mentor, it's not like limiting yourself, but also like helping you to, you know, get there at a better phase, in my opinion.
You need a
I
bit of both, I guess.
exactly. So yeah, that's why I'm always interested in coding
Yeah, it's
specific
calling
stuff.
you,
It's
calling you
calling
back.
me. Yeah. But nowadays, I guess I'm more of like, since I dropped out of university, I was more into like the artistic vision, the storytelling part
Yeah,
of video games, because like I said, I was a journalist, and I also do video
yeah,
game journalism as a freelancer now, and I also wrote books and poems. So it was always that second thing in my life, which was, in my opinion, always like the main thing. It's just like I felt like coding was very interesting to me as a kid.
mhm.
But I realized that
Yeah. It's
it's
in the blend of like written language and
exactly,
coded language.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly. It feels like when the people take away your confidence by like not letting you being creative and not helping you being creative, it's like you end up in this rabbit hole where you're not sure what to do next.
Yeah, it sounds like the creativity is the thing that resonates with you, or the lack thereof.
Exactly. And I don't think like here in Hungary universities let a lot of students be creative in the most cases, especially at IT, because
Yeah.
I've seen so many programmers like finishing university and having a diploma, and they just know one thing, one specific thing, but when it comes to like build bigger structures or build something bigger than they learned, it's like impossible for them because they cannot see themselves evolve in that within that knowledge or within that field, and it's happening a lot here now. So
interesting. Yeah.
Are you down, by the way, to go into some community-oriented questions before I ask some more questions and
Sure,
also showcase the games?
Yeah, I've still got time, definitely.
Nice. Okay, let us know, by the way, everyone, if there is any question. Let us know. Let us know.
Guess what one of these is?
What's that?
I can guess what some of them are if you want. I don't know how good the camera is.
It's very small, but what's that?
This one is American. I think it's American Pie. That's Time Flies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Oh, nice.
Sitting on the fence. Anyway, geeking out on it.
Love that. Any question, ladies and gentlemen? Any question? Bármilyen kérdés, hölgyek, urak? Bármilyen kérdés? Here is the time to ask. Oh, by the way, I will include Rita Steam link, Steam page on my chat as well. I did that on my Discord as well, but yeah, you're welcome. By the way, if you're up to that we discussed, you can stream the game, so we can talk about that as well.
Yeah, is that how we want to do it?
Yeah, sure. While we are waiting for questions and why I'm asking some more questions. Yeah,
do you want to do batography or?
It's up to you. We can start with batography and we can switch to Rita. Yeah, sure.
All right, so let me.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Hölgyek, urak, hogyha bármilyen kérdésetek van, nyugodtan kérdezzetek. Nyugodtan kérdezzetek. Let us know.
So, let me see.
Let us know.
I've not done this on Discord before. Let's try it.
It's okay.
I can share a particular window.
Yeah, you can. You can. If you open up your game and then like share the window, because it will ask you whether you would like to share the whole screen or just one window, one specific window, and then you can choose.
Share your screen. That's what we do. Let's see. How does that look? The audio will come through as well. How's that?
Oh, let me check it. Yeah. I assume yes. Yes, there is audio. Yes, correct. All right. Nice.
With forces. Okay, so that's working. You can see that.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
All right. Let's have a play. I mean, I know exactly where to go. So maybe. Sorry, I'm sort of looking half each way.
No, it's okay.
I'll start playing, and maybe you can sort of tell me what piques your interest, and we can go from there. So yeah, you play as this bat whose name's Bit, and at the beginning, nothing. You can't really do anything. All you can do is come up and talk to this guy, the elder bat, who we didn't have any voice acting, but he's sort of just telling, setting the tone. The game's all about the moon. Why not take a photo of it with the camera? So he tells you to go and get the camera. We're back, but now the moon's just changed phase, so it's no longer the full moon. What a shame. Maybe next time.
Why a bat, by the way? I wanted to ask this as well. I forgot to ask that.
Yeah, so it's the theme of the jam was moon, so we knew we were going to base it around a moon, and then at night time, so I guess a bat kind of makes sense, right?
True.
Now he's sort of suggesting, why don't you go and take some other photos? So that's sort of trying to tell you what you should do, but not directly. Most people gravitate to taking photos immediately, but not necessarily knowing what to take a photo of. So, would you like to go left or right?
We can go right, I guess.
Let's go right. Okay. So you like we might want to look at the moon now. So you push the camera button. You can sort of move around as the kind of like you're looking through a lens. But the moon's always obscured. That's the joke we were kind of going for. Like, you can never get the shot that you want. It's not a full moon. There's clouds in the way. There's mountains in the way, and it's a bit of a boring photo. So you can go back to the bat. You can talk to him, and he'll let you look through your photo reel, which at the moment is just one photo. So then you're like, oh, what do I do? We can move along. Talk to this guy, the gardener. Love taking care of this garden. I wish I could go and see the forest. So he's hinting again at what he wants. Such beautiful lighting. It would look remarkable. Unfortunately, I'm not a good narrator. Sorry. Unfortunately, it'll be the morning by the time I finish gardening. So he's like, he wants to see some kind of forest. How are we going to let him see it? The only tool we have is a camera. So we just keep in mind that we have a camera to take a picture of a forest if we find one that he might want to see. So yeah, we go left to right again. We keep going right. Another NPC, the electrician. How can I help you, pal? The power lines. Yeah, I fixed them, but I kind of forgot the password to open the box. So again, he's hinting at what you need. Don't worry though, I wrote it down on the electrical box over west somewhere. So he's basically telling us where the password is. So this tends to be the one that people realize, oh, I need to go west. So
west, yeah.
You can run along, take in the beautiful artwork. You hear the music as well, or the background noise?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And we get to here and we see, yep, you go.
No, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
I was just to say, we come over to here and we see, oh, there's a password on a electrical pole, so maybe we take a photo of that. And now we get the feedback, oh, that might have been a good photo. We got the noise, we got a bit of a noise and an animation. So now if we take that photo back to the electrician, we talk to him again. Thanks, I'll get them fixed in no time. Yeah, a lot of fun animations and a lot of fun dialogue. So now you would have seen that those electrical things at the top are gone, which means we can climb the pole. So that's sort of like a lock and key, kind of not an actual lock and key, but that kind of puzzle where there's a blocker and you solve it. So now we can get across up here, which we couldn't have done before. It's opened up a bit more of the area. Yeah, I like this animation. This is really cute. A lot of people, we've had some good reactions to that on Twitch and on YouTube. And then this is there's not a lot of mechanics to this 20-minute game, and that's the mooncake. That's like a collectible. So go back to the menu. You can see I've collected one mooncake. There are 10 of them in the game, which is also one of the Steam achievements, which are not popping up because I have completed them all. But there's a few achievements as well. Do you want me to keep going left or go back over, or what do you
Yeah, you can go wherever you want. It's up to you.
Go left. It's up to these guys. But what a perfect day. Delicious cake. Great conversation. And I also got married. If I only had a larger brain to remember this fabulous night forever. So what do you think we should do?
The art style is so nice, by the way, of this game and the whole vibe of the game. Oh. By the way,
very talented.
What I wanted to ask is that you mentioned voice acting. Have you ever planned to go back to this game and have voice actors come to your project and let's say remake the game with voice acting? Because it would make sense, right? It would be very nice.
I think, it would really add more to the charm, right? The only way I could imagine doing it is if somebody wanted to do it as a goodwill project together. They may want some exposure, and it's a sort of win-win situation. I don't think we can justify spending money on getting voiceovers. Plus, I like to try and support as many languages as possible, which would mean getting a lot of a lot of different voiceovers, which can get very expensive, right?
True. Very true.
So, you're a genius. So, we've kind of showed him the wedding photo, and they're happy, and the crowd's gone crazy. So now we can get on top and walk over, which we couldn't do before. The crowd surfing again, just tiny little funny moments that we find funny. And now we'll end up seeing the forest that the gardener was talking about. So take a photo of this big tree, and we get the feedback again that that's something that he would like to see. So we you'll notice when we go and talk to the characters, there's no like animation of showing the photo. It's just like, oh, you got it, and then the world changes. So there's like details like that we would add in if we did a bigger version.
I see.
That kind of thing.
I would like to see the bigger version, by the way, as well. Like one day I hope that's exactly. I have seen a lot of players like on Twitter and on Steam saying that they would like to expand this game.
Yeah, I think like I think I said earlier, it's like a very good vertical slice and
true
concepts. So why not? How are you going for questions? Anything come through?
And also, it's unique in my opinion. I played with a lot of games throughout my life, and I haven't seen a game like this where you have to like take photos and by taking photos, it's like the solution of solving puzzles. So I cannot remember from my catalog.
A lot of people tell us that it's a bit like Toem, but I haven't actually played Toem, but I've seen a bit of it. Yeah, TOEM.
Yeah, I know that game. Yeah.
So.
But I'm not remembering if there was any photo option in that game, or was it something?
Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with another game. But yeah, I'm glad that it's unique. Again, it's just got that little twist of puzzle in there. And we put a little Easter egg into the game that if you go under this tunnel here and wait a couple seconds, Rita appears. Which was one of the Steam achievements as well.
Nice.
Let's take a photo of her. Nice. That might be a good segue to have a look at Rita.
True. Let's go.
I don't want to give the whole photography.
Yeah. Let's go. We can switch. Yeah.
Cool. Did you have any questions come in? I haven't.
Let us know, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know. I know it's morning time at my place, but let us know. Hölgyek, urak, ha bármilyen kérdés van, nyugodtan kérdeztek egyébként. Nyugodtan kérdeztek. Ne csak lurkoljatok, hanem kérdeztek nyugodtan. Let me refresh my chat because somehow. Oh, Pump, if I'm pronouncing your name right, said, it is Martin.
Yes.
It is Martin. Yeah. Kérdeztek nyugodtan, hölgyek, urak. Let us know, ladies and gentlemen, if there is any question. Let us know. Speak up. You will be able to ask questions in the Discord as well, because I know it's early morning at my time, so.
Yeah, thanks for doing this in my afternoon. It's very convenient.
Thank you.
Let me share again. How's that look?
It's loading. Oh, now it's there. Yeah.
Is that too loud?
No, it's okay. It's fine.
It's okay. It's slightly louder for me.
I tuned it, and it's. Let me. It's fine on my end. It's probably the same volume that's ours.
Yeah. So this is Rita. So
nice.
It's a cozy, story-rich puzzle adventure where the puzzles are word-based. There's a little spoiler at the beginning, which is okay on our stream, but once I do a public demo, I'll be removing this start to the game because I kind of want to keep it as an Easter egg for the for the real game. But is that coming through now? You can see that.
Yeah, it's loading. It's gray screen now.
With some text on it?
No, I cannot see the text.
Oh.
It's just a gray.
It's still gray, isn't it?
Yep.
Let me try and share it again.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it happens.
How's that
okay. One? Let me open it up. Oh, now. Yeah. Now. I see it, yeah.
Sorry. Still gray or it's okay?
Now it's black screen. Oh, it's loading. Yeah. Gray screen and.
We're good?
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
So you can see the text at the bottom.
On the benches of.
Yeah. Our story begins on the beaches of Aspendale in 1933. So Aspendale is the town that I talked about earlier.
Oh, nice.
A very special chicklet was about to hatch. She would always love beaches and world puzzles. Some say she was able to solve word puzzles before she even hatched. So you start off literally as an egg, and it's like I find it quite cute, and most people also find it quite cute. And I won't have this in the demo. This will be an Easter egg or a nice surprise to people who.
Oh, you have to collect in order.
Actually get it. So you. They don't have to be in order. I just.
Oh, you don't have to. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, that's misleading.
Oh, okay.
So I collected them, and there's not much I can do. I can still only roll around, right? But I can open up the newspaper now. There's a bit of story on the front page.
Nice.
Strange letters have been appearing across Aspendale, leaving residents intrigued and wondering what's on the horizon. These mysterious messages, found everywhere from beaches to building rooftops, have stirred speculation throughout the community. In today's edition, we also feature a series of crossword puzzles that may help decode the significance behind these unusual letters. So it's meant to look like an old-time, early 1900s newspaper, and we can turn the page and see on the back there is a crossword,
nice.
Right? So one thing I want to change here is that it looks like there's 5 clues you can solve. It's maybe a bit difficult at first glance, but speed run through it a little. The one we're looking at is clue number 2, which you can see here. This game. So this game is called Rita. So we can drag R, I, T,
nice.
A, and we get a little solve. And then
love that.
The game starts, and there should be some music coming through.
It is also unique, by the way. Like, I haven't seen any of games like being like
everyone seems
puzzles.
to find it quite novel. So
exactly.
I hope that's a selling point for it. And it's a cute little environment. You're a little chick. You can't do much at the moment. You just sort of walk around. You can't jump. You can't sprint. Like nothing. We're just sort of exploring. Might go and talk to this. I'll play for a bit, and then I'll let you maybe direct me. Talk to this.
I have to go back to.
Oh my gosh! Yay! You've hatched my beautiful little chicklet Rita. We live here on the beach. You'll love the beach all your life. Don't worry. I've actually never figured out how to get into town, but who would need to with a home like this? If you find your brother, please bring him home. So yeah, what do you want to do? I'll follow your lead. Tell me where to go.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Like I totally
I
give you the freedom.
On my own.
No. I totally give you your freedom. Like.
All right. We'll go through here. Nice little camera pan. Try and read this sign. We can't seem to read it.
Oh, okay. So.
Something going on. I don't know. We can't read it. No. Now we could keep looking around. What's this thing? I don't know. We're a bit stuck. So the loop is sort of like we couldn't do anything.
You have to name those objects, I guess, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So we at the start we were an egg and we couldn't progress. So we opened the paper and then we found a clue and we solved it, and that hatched us and we moved on. So we were a little bit stuck again. It looks like we're meant to go up there, but I can't get up, right? So open the paper again, and do you see any clues that we could solve?
Let's me bigger up.
Have a go, yeah.
Let's me bigger up the screen. Step sequence, sleep or bound, vision aids, incline for access. I mean, 3 and 4 is close to the object, but I'm not sure which one. We have
try 4.
R A P.
Oh, what'd you say, sir?
No, I was just looking at the letters.
Oh, the letters, yeah.
Yeah, what can 3 and 4. Ramp. Oh, okay, ramp. Yeah. Sorry. It took me a lot.
No, it's fine. We're playing the game together. It's fine. So we solve ramp.
Oh, nice.
And now we can keep going. Get some more letters.
Lilium said this said in the chat, a very interesting game, really nice. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully it resonates with people. So again, we're a little bit stuck.
I guess stairs.
This is trying to get the loop. So yeah, which one?
3, right? 3 stairs. Yeah, 3 stairs. Yeah. Nice, love that, love this solution. it's unique. Like I said, it's very unique.
Yeah, you're off and running now. Can't get across, right? But if I fall down, I've got another letter.
Oh, jump. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're up and rolling now. Yeah, you don't need me. Oh, sorry, I did that one for you.
No, it's okay.
Have it. So now I've got shoes, right? Maybe that'll help me. We get a little prompt here to be able to jump. So now it's got a bit of platforming to it.
Love it.
It's actually quite fun just jumping around over it.
True. I love the sound also of the jumping.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's amazing what free sound effects you can find if you look around.
True.
CC0. Oh, hi there. You must be Rita. I'm your twin brother. I hatched not long ago. Found this sweet hat on the way up here. At least I think it's a hat. I can't see very well, and certainly not well enough to follow you. But he's hinting at maybe what he needs help with by basically telling you an answer, but by saying follow in caps. I hope you can help me, Rita. There's another sign, and again, we don't seem to be able to read it, right? So maybe we look at the newspaper. Any ideas?
Let me switch to the screen. Glass, like glass. No, not glass, but what's that in English?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just it has ES on the end.
I can't recall the name of the object.
No, you were right. You were right. Glasses.
Glasses, yeah.
But we don't have the G, right?
Yeah.
So it's close. L A S E S S E S. So we're missing a letter. So it's not always there ready for you. So we have to look around a bit, right?
I see.
Did we not go somewhere? And then if you like, it's meant to be slightly hidden, but not really.
Oh, okay, it's there.
Here, there it is.
You have to jump. I see.
Yeah, there's a bit of
What are the feathers good for, by the way, in the game? Are they just collectibles or?
I think that's a good. I'll show you what they're used for, and that'll be a good stopping point for the demo.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got the G now, so we can solve it.
Glasses. Love that.
So, most people remember that they weren't able to read the sign.
The first.
So if we go and look at the sign again, the gate will open for those who can read this sign.
I see.
And that's sort of like a Metroidvania, approach. And now we're out here, and we just picked up another page of the newspaper. So we open the paper, and now we have an extra page, which has a new crossword, and then some more stories on the back, but some of them are a bit blocked. So it's all about like a little progress, a little block, a little tease, a solve, and then keep progressing like that. So this is like a main area now that you could explore. I will just quickly show you what the feathers are for by getting this feather up here. Okay. So we now got 4, and I probably should have shown you, but back here, this first little entrance had a 4 on it. So we can go into these.
Oh, it's like a portal.
And yeah, this is when I was saying that's the overworld, and now here's a little. They're like memories or side quests. So
wow,
you found a memory world. These worlds contain important lessons. Keep your brain active. So this is where I was talking about earlier, putting in the specific things that happened with Rita and myself. In the form of these little puzzles, which are a bit like, not quite, the idea of a shrine in Zelda, or, the puzzle box idea, or if you've ever played Mario Sunshine, where you get taken to they're platforming puzzles, but you get taken to the platforming world where you don't have all your abilities. So in this one, I happen to have my glasses and I can jump. But in other worlds, you might not be able to jump, or you might not be able to read, or, other things, right? So you pick up these things, which it's different now. They're not letters. But again, like that looks like I can't get over there. Looks like I don't think I can make that jump. That's too far. So you open up the newspaper again, but now because we're in another world, the it's not the crossword anymore. This is
Oh,
what we call a word find or a word search
I
or a find a word. There's a lot of different
see.
terms
And
for
I
it.
guess you have to find the word box, right?
Yeah, good. Straight away you knew. Yeah. So do you know where it is?
Let me bigger up the screen. Box, box, box.
Quality
Oh,
streaming
it's
content
like
and stuff.
1, 2, 3. So
You tell me when this.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and you have to go down to 3.
Yeah.
There will be the box.
There you go. So that that caused something to change in the world, and then now we can make it over here. Now we have another ring. This still needs some work, but what's hitting home the message is that you can, once you've used the circles, you can move them again.
Oh.
And now that box is not there, that box is now gone again. So there'll be a new word that we're looking for, and this time we've got four rings, right? So we're kind of looking for a 4-letter word, and it's not to spoil too much, but it's down here at the bottom. It says safe. This one might need some work, but it's the idea is that like I need safe passage. So now those bikes are gone and I can continue. So that's the loop of it.
Nice, love that.
And when you eventually get to that thing over there, I think I have debug on where I can just I can infinite jump. Yeah, just for testing purposes, I can. Oh, we might as well do it. We can jump over there. If we'd actually solved it, I don't want to go through all of it. When you get out of it, this is where you get the explanation of the motivation behind that story. So we get a little photo in our album. It says, "Reader loves puzzles," and we all knew it. Anytime he would visit and peer through the fly screen door, sure enough, there she'd be with a magazine or newspaper in hand, doing the word puzzles. "You've got to keep your brain active," she'd tell me. "Most people like to put lines through the words they find, but not Rita. Circling each letter was the way to go for her, and now for me too." So those are the specific. This is not a very deep one. Keep your brain active, but it's something she used to tell me a lot, and she was always in the magazines.
Love that.
That's where I'm really getting more of the story into it. Yeah.
I see.
So that's kind of the loop with harder, not too hard, but more puzzles as you progress.
Love it.
More story, and hopefully people, fall in love with the character.
Love it.
As they play. Yeah.
It's pretty unique.
Glad you liked it.
Thank you. I cannot wait to play it. Let me know where there's that session or anything. And yeah.
If anyone wants to help with private testing, please join the Discord.
Okay, let me know and I will do.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, any questions? Let me know. Any questions?
Not a good hour over there, I guess.
No, don't say that.
Too early in the morning.
It's a good hour. It's just like people are working these hours and sleepy. So
that's fine.
I did some interviews around this hour, and I know that most of them are just lurkers.
Yeah,
around these
if we ever do it again, in the future,
I'm planning to do. By the way, I realized that I will be doing like post-mortem dev lives as well after people release their games, so we can talk about.
Yeah, let's do one once it's released. That'd be a lot of fun. I'll get up at a better hour for you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, definitely.
No, I'm good. I'm good with getting up early. No worries.
Okay.
Let us know.
Time zones might be different by then. We have daylight savings here, so that makes things a bit different.
Yeah.
Cool. That was fun.
Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know if there is any question. Let us know. Any question? Any question? Bármilyen kérdés, hölgyek, urak? By the way, I'm waiting for questions. By the way, what would be your advice for people who would like to step into the video game industry as game developers from all your experiences in your bag now?
I guess I only have like my story and my experience to draw off. I think I maybe waited too long, or maybe not. I don't know. Just don't miss out on the chance if it's there to have a go. Probably like anything in life, but yeah, have a go. Uh, yeah, I mean that's not. I mean, that's all I've got. I reckon just have a go. I can't really give any advice on like working in
It's
the
a good
game
advice, by
industry
the way,
because
in my
I've
opinion.
not
It's a good
really done it.
advice.
Yeah, make sure you've got your life organized. Don't take a needless risk.
I see.
But take some risk. Maybe I've been too guilty of being risk averse for a lot of my life. So yeah, which is one of the things that another one of those lessons that comes later in the game as well. I think it's common to a lot of people.
True,
Certainly
true.
in the coding world, we're all quite risk averse people. So
True.
take a bit of a risk, but make sure you're safe and
True.
have a go. Yeah.
At the beginning of our interview, by the way, you mentioned that like if you would happen to have kids, you would not start making games. If in your future, it will be a more personal question, and I hope that you won't mind it.
That's fine.
In the future, when you will have kids, are you still planning to make video games? Because now you started it, and it would be a shame to like stop making games, right?
Yeah, ideally this will be at least self-sufficient in that it pays for the next game and some of the bills. And if that's the case, yeah, I'm very happy doing this for the foreseeable future. So that was my goal. And if I can get to that point, that's happy enough. And anything beyond that, it's amazing. And anything short of that, I'll have to evaluate what to do. But I'm hoping that Reader can be the catalyst to genuine game dev career.
I'm sure, and like I said, your games have very unique vision and very unique, puzzle solving, and they are really shines because they are unique. So I really hope.
Yeah, I'm really trying to hit that same motto.
Yeah,
just a little bit, just fun, and that aha.
True.
Yeah.
True, very true.
Thank you.
When players will be able to play the full version of Rita? Is it this year or next year? Or you?
Yeah, no, this year.
This year.
Q3 launch.
Okay.
Aiming for with slight caveats that if we're close to having like a critical number of wish lists, I may hold off just to try and get into those discovery queues and things on Steam.
I see.
So, for instance, if we're on like 6,500 and we want 7,000, or if we're on 9,500 and we want 10,000, like it's hard to know what that critical number is, and everyone has a different theory. We may delay, and also real life might get in the way. But barring those two, yeah, I'm aiming to have the demo is almost ready. We just got to decide when to use it, and then a lot of the content is mapped out. It just needs execution and testing. And then I've got like a month or two where I'll really polish and try and do some localization as well. Because I think it's important to reach all the languages.
True. I respect
as many
that
as you can.
Yeah.
It's very tricky with the crossword, so I won't be able to. The crossword is going to have to be English. There's sort of no way to avoid that. But what I'm thinking to do is that if you're playing in a non-English language, when anything that requires a specific English word in the game, you'll get like a phrase book that pops up next to you, which is like context aware, and it'll give you. I haven't fully mapped it out yet, but let's say like 3 words which are like the English word that you need, and then 3 words that are the translations thereof. So like it doesn't give you the answer, like it doesn't just say, oh, here, right stairs. It's hard for me because I only speak one language, but what I'm imagining is the word for stairs, steps, and something else translated 3 ways, so that at least the person playing has to like think through which one it's going to be. Does that make sense? And maybe like some red herrings in there as well. Like when you're at the stairs, it might have slide, or it might.
But I think it could be solved with translations as well. It's just like not the same amount of letters, right? You would have to like redo all the letter. Like
it's so hard because so many of the ways that you sort of stop the player from sequence breaking are by which letters
Oh, I
you give
understand.
them.
Yeah.
And if you try and do 20
Oh,
languages, there's no way those
yeah. I understand.
orchestrates yourself. Yeah. And the other issue is that for like Eastern languages, like Chinese, it's just there's no you can't there's gonna be no overlap in the crossword.
True.
Basically, it has to stay as Roman letters in an English grid, but then everything else can be translated. I think. Yeah.
True.
But yeah, I might be in touch for some testing of the localization later in the year.
Yeah. Lilium Lady says, I think you're a gifted game developer. Thank you for saying that, Lilium Lady.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Lilium Lady also has a question. Do you plan to create teaching games for kids? Do you have any plans for that?
Not plans, no. I didn't realize that kids would be quite drawn to this, and I can obviously see the teaching aspect to it. I feel like there's a lot of really good platforms already specifically for teaching, and I'm not a teacher, so it wouldn't be like a primary goal. But if you wanted to market it as like, particularly like learn English, I think for kids in a foreign language, you learn a whole heap of nouns and verbs very easily.
True.
There's no reason you can't like leverage that, but not specifically given my skill set.
True. And also, in addition to like translating to other languages, you could also have like these little, not just clues, but poems to like solution as a solution, like a poem which not tells you what the word is, but like hints you what the word could be, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can get very creative with different clues. Later in the game, that definitely happens. You have to keep the mechanic fresh or people get sick of it. So I'm very aware of as soon as you're comfortable, it'll throw another spanner at you, and hopefully that's at the right pace that you're like, oh, this is a bit different again. I can, I'm interested again.
True. Okay. Very sorry, I just deleted here.
I still got time. It's fine.
Comments here because somebody like linked a Discord link, but I'm sure it wasn't your Discord, so I rather like deleted it. After the stream it's good. It's just I deleted it so nobody clicks on that, because I thought for the first time that it's your Discord, but probably it wasn't. So but if it was, let me know because I rather like ban what's unknown, Yeah,
of course. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay, any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any more questions? Let us know. Bármilyen más kérdés, hölgyek, urak? Any more questions?
That's the actual link I just sent you.
Oh, thank you. I will join it after our stream.
I try to say hello to everyone that joins it.
Nice.
It's not very big, but that's okay. We like it.
But it's nice because it's a personal touch of like having a connection between developers and players. Yeah. So my one of my final questions would be: do you feel like now you're at the right spot, right time in your life that you went back to chasing your dream that was always, like you said, at the back of your head, back of your mind?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I missed the window by a couple of years. Maybe I wish I did it a couple of years earlier than I did. But by the same token, if I'd waited a couple more years, we would have been in the pandemic, and that would have been like a very risky time to do anything.
True.
In hindsight, it's turned out all right. But if I could do it more perfectly, I would have maybe done it a few years earlier.
I see. Also, my question would be: you mentioned that one of the causing effects was because of you haven't started it earlier, that you did not have enough confidence to start to make the first one, right? Now that you made games and you're developing out Rita as well, do you feel like you have way more confidence in your bag in order to stay at this level of making games and still keep pushing?
Yeah, I think it's building confidence. I think everyone always thinks they've got good ideas. Everyone, you all like your own ideas, and
true. And you have to, in my opinion, right? You have to.
Oh, you have to believe. You have to believe.
True.
So I think it's given me confidence that what I think is genuinely fun, people do enjoy it. So that's like reinforced a bit of belief that the mechanics and the ideas are fun and sound. What's yet to be proven is, can that be executed in a decently sized game, which for me, I'm aiming for 5 hours. That might be spread over 3 sessions, and I try to view it as like, you've gone to see a couple of good movies, or you've watched like a short series on Netflix. I want someone to enjoy it for a short amount of time, not too short, and be left feeling good and move on. Or if you love it, you play it again, or if I get any kind of luck, the speedrun community picks it up. But the core bit is like a good series, a short series, or a couple of movies, that kind of length. But that's yet to be. I have not, I haven't proven myself on that yet. So still a bit of imposter syndrome until hopefully we can get a successful title. And then if that comes, then there's a lot of opportunities, right? Even this, like being on like podcasts, is kind of crazy. I just never thought I would do this, and
I appreciate you joined us.
TV interview at some point. Yeah, it's why not? It's kind of fun, True, one day I won't be doing this, and I'll look back and like, when you were on a podcast, like that was crazy.
True. And I cannot wait for your multiplayer games as well, because seeing Rita and how unique games you're making, I cannot wait to see what kind of multiplayer games you will have. Yeah.
Well, they'll definitely be posted to itch when I do them, and I'll push them through all the socials as well, so you'll definitely see them.
Nice.
Yeah, we're trying to increase. So it's like we said earlier, it's such a hard game. We're trying to get a bigger following. We're on all the platforms as far as I can tell.
Marketing.
Yeah, we're putting out content, and so if anyone's watching and they follow us, it's a huge help. And if anyone wants to be a tester,
and don't forget to wishlist the game, right? It helps. It helps. Post it, talk about it. Do that.
Definitely.
Because every small step really helps. True. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for the chat as well, from Lilium Lady and everyone else who watched us. And thank you, Martin, that you joined us for today's episode.
Thanks, everybody.
Your honesty and unique ideas of your games. I appreciate
that. It's like I said, it's a bit of a chat, a bit of a therapy, and
true.
If someone likes playing my game or sees my game, that I'm chuffed by that. So
thank you again. Like I said, I will need some more of your minutes of stream, but for those who are watching us live, or will be watching back the VOD version on Twitch or the edited version on YouTube at a later date, don't forget to wishlist Rita. Be on the lookout for the demo and the full game this year. And thank you, everyone, who joined us for today's episode. Have a great day or night, depending where you live. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.